just bad and he's leave him. What do you mean leave him? What does that mean?
They want you to leave.
No,
they want Chioma
no. But they still need to understand that. Do you know what it took? Do you know how much investment the both of us have made into each other? See, if people just threw away their investments like that, how many millionaires would there be?
Hello and welcome to another episode of 0 to 60 on behalf of London Lux, the luxury car hire business that you need on your radar. On today's episode, I'm really excited. We have got the man whose one-liners and strong alpha male beliefs have gone viral across the internet. And the show he's on, Blue Therapy, has collated over 3 million views and counting. Honourable shout out to producer Andy and the rest of the team. It's Paul Bridges. Paul. Talk
to me.
How are you? On a real, how are you? How are you finding, life now as almost like a socialite almost?
Well, to be fair, I've still got my private life. I've still got the clients, obviously.
Yes, of course, the clients. Can't forget about them.
Of course. So, yeah, literally, just obviously there's a bit of mumble jumble online, but what does that really affect?
And the comments, do they affect you at all?
Well, the way I kind of see it is that the person that's in the comments, where are they right now? Where are we?
You just brush it off.
So they're not here. It's not real. We are in the S-Class there, wherever. And probably a mattress on the floor, who knows?
Oh, no.
No, maybe not. They could be in a penthouse. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true.
Maybe they could be in a bloody, cave.
Cave.
No, I'm just saying, you never know.
It's very true. I'm happy to hear that you're fine, you're doing good, Sometimes social media can be a bit overwhelming. It can be for some people. But let's talk about this show, because I'm sure many people would like to know, how did you actually get onto the show? Were you vetted?
Okay, so basically, obviously, Chioma, we had a discussion and she basically convinced me. So, we went back and forth for some time. I can be a tiny bit stubborn, right? I know it seems like I'm really stubborn. I'm not that stubborn. I think it's the cropping. Shout out to Andy. But, or editing rather. But yeah, we went back and forth and then she basically just kind of said a few things personal. And I just thought, you know what, let me,
So it took some convincing?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. And then when you guys were approached and you spoke to the producers and, you got a feel of what you was getting into, at that point, did you feel quite comfortable?
Yeah, I'm the type of person that if I make up my mind to do something, that's just it. You go in, all or nothing.
Right, got you. So, Paul, they call you the provider. You call yourself the provider. Yeah. But what makes a provider in this day and age? What does that entail? I'd like to hear it from yourself.
So a provider, right, is a person that is addicted to success.
Right.
And not just for the sake of being addicted to success, but it's because they actually want to provide for their loved ones. It's not a selfish thing at all. No matter how people try to flip it or switch it, I do what I do for the people.
Meaning your family,
the people I love. Could be friends, family. Even sometimes on Instagram, I offer free shout outs and stuff, just to the general public. I've probably shouted out someone that's even dragged me, but I still love you. You're my people.
Right. Okay, so a provider is someone that is addicted to success and wants to provide for his loved ones. Okay. And then how does that now, unravel into your relationship, your romantic relationship with your significant other? Very
good question. I feel like, obviously there should be a balance, which is looking back at the, the program, I can kind of see a few flaws.
Flaws in what?
In terms of me being addicted to success and trying to do X, Y, Z, whereas not really showing as much affection as possible. Although I do show affection, but unfortunately, no one's able to see that because they don't see outside.
They're not in your bedroom. So,
exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe even in the front room.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? No, I'm just saying, bathroom, whatever. But at the same time, sorry, what was your question again?
So it was how that then unravels into the...
Yeah, so,
how does that translate into your relationship?
In the relationship, romantic. It's romantically.
Because I feel like there has to be there's a thin line between the two, isn't there? Between being a provider and then you've also got to have the balance. I think in anything, balance is
Look,
what's
the thing
essential.
is, right? Everyone tries to get onto me. I'm not saying you,
Yeah.
but about the whole romantic bit. I am romantic.
What is romantic to you? Let's
Okay,
hear some
let's break it down. Let's break it down. Look,
Yeah.
we're not doing examples, but what we're gonna do, is basically, if you think about it, it's being thoughtful.
It is.
What does the person like? What do they love? What have they mentioned?
That is true.
If she's mentioned, babe, you know what? I saw my friend and she had a really nice bag, right? If I went and got the bag and I wrapped it in her favorite color, right? And I presented it to her in her favorite restaurant with her favorite song in the background, romantic, right?
Have you done such?
Come on, I've done 3 years. Come on.
Okay. But I do feel like, you've mentioned it and I'm happy you brought it up. There was just maybe a lack of empathy. And even looking back on the episodes that have come out, have you actually thought, oh, I actually regret saying that? Even in the slightest.
I do. But at the same time, when I kind of think about it, it's like, I feel like it's my delivery. The stuff that I've said, let me give you an example. I said it on Free Shots, the housewife thing. Who doesn't want to be looked after?
Yeah, you elaborated on 3 shots of tequila. And
would
I
you want to be a
meant.
housewife? Would you want to be a housewife?
I actually would.
There we go.
Yeah, I would. And especially the way the housewife in like 2020, that type of version, because you did highlight that. It doesn't mean you sit at home and just cook and clean and do nothing. It just means you're home, you cook and clean, of course, but you have your own stuff going for you. Maybe you've got your own business.
In your own time.
Your own time, and your man just, takes care of the majority of the funds. So ideally, I would actually love that personally. But not everyone's the same. Not every female wants to be. Some females really, really strive to be very independent. Other females, not so much. It just depends on the person.
Fair enough.
But did you guys talk about these things before you got into your relationship about independence and
look?
whatnot?
At the end of the day, we've had certain discussions, and I've always expressed the type of person I am. I'm not going to come and lie and say, oh, I'm not driven. I'm very driven. And I keep the same energy as well. So I believe I've been the same person. It's just that business has kind of made me kind of elevate.
Okay, and what about her? What about Chioma?
No, she's elevated too. But
what is she set? What did she kind of tell you that she kind of expect? What was her expectations? What did she set at the beginning?
At the time, early days, I would say that she's also said she agrees she wants a person that's driven XYZ. But sometimes people say it, but when it gets to it, they realize, no, I'm not saying her, babes. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
When you are actually now in the relationship with this driven man that you wanted, it's not always as easy, is it?
It's not. It's a journey.
But that's a whole nother discussion, which I do actually agree with, and I feel like women do tend to, you want this hard-working, successful man, but what does it take to be a hard-working, successful man? And now you're with that successful man, are you able to bear the lack of time, the lack of, attention and affection, because you won't see him as much?
But you know what? Just to add on to that, no shots. I'm not taking any shots, right? But let's say, for instance, you're dating a guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Body-wise, what type of build?
For myself?
Yeah. No, for the guy. Like, what would you prefer?
I'm being totally honest. I don't actually discriminate, if I'm honest. However, preferably it would be nice, like fit. Not necessarily athletic, but just well looked after. I'll put it like that. Okay,
so now in terms of like your cooking skills, right? Do you think you have what it takes to maintain a man with such a body, cooking wise?
A healthy diet, is that what you're referring to? Yeah. And
it tastes nice too?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you got any examples?
Well, like a healthy lunch or something.
Dinner.
Ooh. You can go for the salmon. Sweet potato mash. Some, Brussels sprouts. Broccoli. nice Caesar salad.
Do you decorate it as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's very key.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can work.
So you get it. It
can work. But I think what it was with you guys in that situation is that it was just about balance. And you guys weren't finding that balance. She was happy to make the meals, but not so much. But you know, it should compromise and do it sometime.
Let me ask you another question. Do you eat palm oil?
I actually don't.
Why not?
I used to, but then I looked into the health repercussions and I tried to stay back from it. I took a seat back. So I understood what you was getting out of that.
Okay. Because online, it's a different story.
Yeah. But it makes the food taste good though. I get it. I actually do get it.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Go on.
Are you okay for me to ask you questions?
Yeah, cool. Go on, throw it at me.
Now, if you're... okay. Let's say, for instance, the case where we spoke about the whole massage and the happy ending, right?
Yes.
If you felt like your partner was doing something in order to get something, would that make you want to do it? Give them what they want, basically?
No. Right. There's two sides here. One part of it, I agree with you. The other part, I agree with Chioma. What I agree with Chioma, maybe what she's doing is not the best, you know, her actions aren't really, you know, it's not what she's doing is not going to get the best reaction out of you, put it like that. She just wants affection in that department, and I feel like you should give that to her as your partner, and vice versa. But I do understand what you're saying, and I feel like if roles were reversed, and as a man, if he only gave his woman massages in order to get sexual interaction from her, and say she maybe wasn't in the mood or whatever the reason is,
that's it.
She wouldn't like it either. So that is a fair point. I'll hold my hand up and say that.
There we go.
Because we're not seeing it from the other side. But I think that's a whole discussion in itself when it comes to men and just sex in general and sexual intercourse and intimacies. Like if a man doesn't want it, us as women, we always see a problem with it. And I just think that's because we've just kind of been conditioned into thinking men will always want sex at all times. Mm-hmm. And even myself, I'm at fault. I feel like, a man should always want sex. If I feel like
And the funny thing is, people don't. There's a book called The Superior Man.
Yeah, I have not read that yet. Have you read that?
I've looked into that book.
Oh, actually, tell us some books that you've read as well.
Look, I'll tell you. Look, you see The Superior Man, right? He speaks about certain things like retention. You know? Yeah. Composing yourself, retaining your energy. But they don't want to have that conversation.
Is retaining retention? You know who I'm trying to get at. Does that now, equate to higher performance in anything? Yeah,
in
basically, business and everything else, but that department.
No, not necessarily, but that because I've heard
that a few times.
No, I perform. Don't worry about that. But what I'm saying is, in terms of other stuff that you're looking to do in your life, when you have more energy,
yes,
you have more energy.
So is that a reason as to why?
Partly.
Things are.
I have a few reasons, and it's nothing to do with Chioma. But obviously, what do I have to? What I don't have to jump up and down.
I mean, what's more important to you, sex or food?
Okay. Well, to be fair, if you don't eat food, you're gonna die. So you starve to death. You can have sex from today to tomorrow, but if you do not chop.
So care to answer the question?
Obviously, food is more important.
Since the show, last question on this because we can move on. Since the show though has the sexual intercourse element of your relationship with Chioma improved?
It's personal.
Good personal?
It's personal.
It's personal. Right? I'd love to hear from Chioma.
If a massage has to have a happy ending, that is not a happy ending. Do you see where I'm coming from? We can just look at each other, just have a conversation, even sit in silence. It doesn't necessarily have to be the bang bang.
We'd like to hear from you as well. On the note of Chioma and yourself, do you feel like do you feel like the relationship would work more effectively if she was as busy as you?
That's a good question. Yes. However, I'm not to say that she isn't busy. She is busy. She's quite successful in what she does. I appreciate her. I love everything about her. However, if she was a bit more busy,
and that would be okay with yourself,
of course.
because you know sometimes we want certain things until we actually get
No,
it. So if your partner, your female, your wifey is now really busy, you don't see her much. Is that gonna have any impact on you?
not right now. To be fair, I'd have to see it to know. But the idea of, you know, my partner being busy, you know, working on her craft, I find that attractive. Yeah.
I'd agree with that. And what's more important to you, your clients or your actual relationship?
Relationship.
Really?
Relationship.
Because I'm just saying, because you say the word clients a lot.
Relationship.
I saw someone in the YouTube comments saying, you know, if we had a shot for every time you say clients in an episode, we'd be off our heads, mate.
Well, if I had a shot for every time the person was talking crap, I'll be drunk. So
that's true. Well, talking crap about you.
Yeah.
It's very true. So have any of your clients actually commented on, you know, your antics on the show so far?
My clients are not online. They're not on YouTube. They're not on Instagram. To be fair, I have different types of clients. Since this whole show, I've started to diversify. A few people have reached out to me in the DMs and they've come with very decent proposals. So I have had my team look into it to see how we can kind of network and kind of scale our business to more of the mass scale.
Yeah.
But generally, when I'm dealing with more of the upscale clients, they don't have time to look through a comment. Why would a
so
random
they haven't
person's
seen anything
comment?
online?
No. They don't care. Like, they're different. This is what I'm trying to say. There's a different life out there. There's people in comments killing themselves. For what? Come on. Look, what we need to do is we all need to come together and see how we can work things out.
What did you study in university?
Business.
Of course.
I went uni twice.
Okay.
I went to 2 different unis. So the first time around, I was playing. You know, I was a party boy. I was, you know, drinking, all that stuff. But the second time around, that's when I took myself seriously. And that's when I actually came across the deep web, Bitcoin, if you like.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I was so deep into research. Then when I kind of got into stuff at that time, obviously it paid off later. So it all started from the whole research part, just kind of digging in, trying to find out more about life and studying wealthy people as well.
Like?
What?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. There's some other people that people don't know, but I don't need to mention them.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And before Chioma, had you been in any other romantic relationships?
In my life?
Yes.
Of course.
And how did they go?
Well, they ended.
Okay. Were you the same? Were you are with her?
Right. Very good question. Do you know what? Funny enough, like with previous relationships, I wasn't in the same situation.
As in the
stability,
you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
So, you know.
Had more time on your hands.
Yeah.
Right. So you could give more love and affection.
Right. I don't know if they would agree to that, but hey, I think I've been a nice guy. I don't think I've been a total arsehole all my life, but hey, it's subjective, so.
Paul will walk past me.
You want me to say, hey, you're wearing booty shorts?
No, you can touch my bum, I don't know, slip it in or something. Do something that men do to their girls when they see them. Honestly.
What are you going to do with your newfound fan base?
What I will do with the fan base, I want to bring us together and I want to try to help all of us to build businesses and promote each other and stuff like that. Although some of the people there can be negative and stuff, but you know, bit by bit, if you look through the comments in my pictures and stuff, they're fighting themselves there.
Yeah.
I have people fighting for me there. Sometimes. No, not on the page, but in the DM sometimes.
Have you received any crazy DMs that you can share with us? What DMs have you?
One girl, she was...
I mean, you're not going to be for everyone, so...
Yeah, there's one girl, she was just dragging me, saying this and that. And she said, she prays that she'll never get with a guy like me. I said, amen. What was it? I said, amen.
Gosh. I just feel like, you know, you've triggered a lot of females. Everyone's experienced some sort of pull in their lifetime, and that's all it is. Can't take it personally. I'm not. Because they don't know you.
Of course.
So...
But what I'd appreciate if they could admit and come out and say, you know what, you know, I've experienced a guy like this, and that's why I'm reacting in this way. But
Right.
they don't say that. They say it's me, but they know it's not me because they don't know me.
Exactly.
They're talking about their ex, but they don't want to say they're talking about their ex because it's personal to them.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's a social experiment. I'm the guinea pig. Let's fry the bacon.
Basically. Do you ever think about your tone, your delivery, your relatability, how you come across when you talk to people?
Yeah,
Do you think about it?
of course.
And do you ever adjust yourself?
Yeah,
And do you feel like you did that?
Yeah.
On the show?
Mhm.
Right.
I could have said all sorts.
No, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah. Funny enough that you say what you're saying now because there's a part in the where we actually go into detail about what you're talking about now, and I speak about how I express myself and stuff like that because it gets a bit more deeper.
Have you always expressed yourself in this way? Or is it something that's kind of changed over time? Do you feel like you've had to become this person almost?
No, I've kind of always kind of been how I am, but it just depends on the situation. So now that I'm speaking to you, you know, casual, we can crack joke, haha. But if I'm in a situation where, you know, we're sitting down, we're angry with each other, and there's someone else in front asking questions.
So would you say you're defensive?
In a case where my back is against the wall, yes.
I can see that. I can see that. So it's almost like you've got to fight your corner.
Of course. Am I not open now? Right?
Yeah, you are. You're being pretty open. I'm just trying to understand, you know, the dynamics and, you know, because tone is so important, but also, Mr. Paul Bridges, you know, I feel like your tone at times can be
that's
not easy for everyone.
No, that's
to
understandable.
receive.
It's understandable, but the person receiving it needs to understand that it's a certain situation that's at hand. It's not like I wake up in the morning, you're taking a fucking piss. That doesn't make sense. It was the situation.
Understood. So will we see more of this content from you?
What content?
You know, the show, you know, maybe other reality shows?
This specific show, Blue Therapy, Thursdays at 8 o'clock on Trend Central.
Yes.
I'm not an actor. I've never followed the script in my life. But people have said that I would make a really good villain for a Tyler Perry movie.
Absolutely.
Now,
Bald
if I got
skin
that
tone.
call there, I will be there,
And
I
you'll
will
become an actor.
Yeah. So if the maths, if it makes sense, we calculate it, you know. But yeah.
All right, so guys, it's going to heat up a little bit because now we're going to get you guys involved by going through the comment section. We're calling this part Comment Section Chronicles. But before we get there, I just want to mention once again that this episode of 0 to 60 is, of course, on behalf of London Lux, the luxury car hire business that you need to keep on your radar. You can use them for music videos, as a chauffeur, literally anything, you name it. So make sure you get in contact with London Lux. Okay, let's get right into it. Are you ready? How are you feeling, Paul?
Fantastic.
Great. That's what I like to hear. Fantastic. Massive shout out to YPM. She says Paul sees his relationship with Chioma as transactional. He wants her to cook and clean, and since he provides, he feels that that is enough. He doesn't realise he needs to invest time, emotion, and effort into the relationship. Chioma doesn't feel valued due to the lack of affection.
I actually agree with majority of what she said, except for the last part. So
Chioma doesn't feel valued.
Yeah. So
due to lack
the
of
first
affection.
part, if you say the first part again, and I'll tell you.
Paul sees his relationship with Chioma as transactional.
Okay.
Do you?
Every relationship is transactional.
Yes, but no.
Don't say.
Yes, but no.
Okay. If you're
In certain elements and what you provide
so
each
that
other.
means yes.
But love overrides everything.
Okay, cool. But it's still transactional. Like you're gonna. Let's say, for instance, yeah. If I went to a homeless shelter, right, and I spent a long time there,
Yeah.
I could fall in love in that place. Why? Because you've built up that bond with
Yeah.
the person
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. However, when you're outside like this, and you see a person, you kind of think to yourself, okay, this is especially with females, you think, can this guy provide for me? Can this guy potentially XYZ? So that's a transaction in your mind already. You know what you're ready to offer or what you have on the table, what you bring to the table, they say. But at the same time, you're thinking to yourself, will this guy be able to manage me in certain things? It is transactional.
It is transactional, but you know, it's like there's no emotions in business. So it's like when ultimately a relationship, a romantic one, is emotional.
But before,
you're emotionally invested.
but
so how did
before
you need to find that?
You need to understand, which I know you understand, but maybe I don't know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, before you even allow yourself to be emotionally attached to someone, you've already done your math. You've done your calculations.
Do you believe that? For everyone?
Okay, well, I don't know about everyone.
Yeah.
For you,
some people can go into it blinded.
You personally, not that I know you like that, but trust me, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna think, like, how is this gonna serve me?
Yes.
And serve both of us. How will I serve you to an extent?
That's why I agree with what she said, that part, anyway.
I do, but I just think the emotional element is so important as well. That's it.
No. The emotional element is very important, and it's there. It's just not shown. And
the love you have for your significant other is just so different to any other love you experience, like parents, children, etc.
100%.
So that love is different.
I agree, but as I said, it hasn't been shown. So therefore, it's easy for people in the comments. If Chioma and if they saw us outside of the therapy, they will have a total different view of me. I will show them what I do.
Right.
Then they will know what I'm talking about.
Right. Shout out to @Dory_ on Twitter. He said, Paul didn't understand why Chioma is playing Wizkid. Wizkid songs will get you in the mood, especially that Lagos album. It's baby making music, but he was too slow to catch on. Do you understand?
Let me tell you something, right?
Do you want kids?
Oh, I do.
With Chioma?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. But the thing is, I'll tell you something, right? You see Burna Boy?
Yes.
He's a London boy, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. He's dating Steph London?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. What's the difference between me and Burna Boy? Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is I can relate to Burna Boy. Just sad. When I see Burna Boy, I look at him, I say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. What's that first song that you had again? Remember that first one? In my black shades on, then I can see you, but you don't say me fancy you. There we go. When you hear that, you know the vibes. I know you know the vibes.
@Tosin Aina in the comment section. Paul is looking for a village girl in Nigeria that would listen and bow down to him all the time. Is that true? Is that what you're looking for? Is that what you would like?
So the thing is, right, with that person that said that, I wish I could just see their life.
I mean, she's just saying what she thinks.
No, I get that, but the thing is,
like in a woman.
No, but why does the person?
What's got to do with her life?
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, why does the person have to be in a village in Nigeria? You understand? Why can't it be in a village somewhere else? You see, the person doesn't even have any focus in their comment itself. I want to see your life, so I can tell you how she came up with that, because I don't see how she got that.
True?
If I'm with Chioma and Choma's not a village girl, why would I want a village girl? How does that make sense?
She's clearly trying to, gather all of everything you've said and create her own idea of what she's doing.
She's trying to get featured on where she is now, and that's why she came up with that. But it is what it is.
Well,
you made it. You're famous.
You're here.
Well done.
Tosin @PassionFruitD on Twitter. Not Paul denouncing his Nigerian culture for his Mayfair clients. Do you feel like you are?
Not at all. Listen, I'm very, very Nigerian. Very, very, very Nigerian.
Do you feel like your comments that you made could have been taken out of context a little bit?
Which comment?
You said you're not going to wear a 2K suit
in Peckham. That has nothing to do with my culture. Next.
You spoke about not wanting to eat, the food.
I didn't say I didn't want to eat the food. I said I'd like it to be calculated calorie-wise. What's the next question?
I'm going to leave it that.
I know what I'm talking about. People just watch it once. I'm the one that said it. I calculate what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about.
It's how you're saying it.
Even if you're saying how you... At least if you just listen to what the person's saying, regardless of how they say it, you can't say it's denouncing his culture. I did not say, oh, I'm not Nigerian or whatever. I'm very Nigerian and proud. Do you understand? Like, people just come up with all sorts.
But in all honesty, though, I do feel like people are starting to warm to you and accept you for you. And it may seem like there are a lot of negative comments. Half of it's a lot of banter, to be honest. Banter. And then the rest of it is just people, you know, reflecting how they feel about themselves and their own insecurities and their own relationships, etc., or things they've been through. Taking it out on yourself.
I know.
So
it doesn't, yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah, like, I know.
It is what it is. But have you had a really nice comment that you know, was like, oh, it's nice? That really kind of touched you?
I've had quite a good few comments. You know, a few males do appreciate that I'm speaking out. And, you know, I will not be silenced. Yeah. So, you know, apparently I should be protected at all costs.
Yeah. I think RV's, you know, waving the flag in your corner. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to RV.
Shout out to RV.
He was a guest on the show not too long ago. Let's get into some hot fire questions to wrap up this interview. You ready, Paul?
Let's go.
Yeah. Don't think too long on the question. Just whatever comes to your mind, say it. Cool. Right. In the gym, what's your favourite muscle group to train?
Chest.
Prefer morning or evening sessions?
In the gym.
Yes.
Morning.
3 best words to describe yourself.
Ambitious, loving, caring.
Why are you smiling at caring?
Why the hell are you
You got to
smiling?
convince yourself that you are caring.
Whatever.
I was just, you know, smiling after you're smiling. You know what I'm saying? That was it. I wasn't trying to insinuate anything at all. Anything. Are you a collector of anything? Yes?
I am.
What? What is it?
I am, but it's personal. It's sentimental, yeah.
Favourite holiday destination?
Ooh, I can tell you where I want to go.
Yeah, go on.
I'd love to go to Ghana and Jamaica.
Oh, nice. What's one misconception of you?
People think I'm bad, but I'm really good.
Does Paul have any role models?
I do, but it's personal. Some of them are like billionaires. Some of them are normal people, like normal people.
That have just made...
no,
made
even just
of their
people
lives.
that haven't even... No, okay. That was going to sound bad.
Oh, people that have overcome...
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, just
something.
some of them are just like... No.
What's the best gift you've ever been given?
Life. The gift of life.
Good answer. And before we wrap up, many people may not be aware of the fact that you actually did a lot of work last year with Black-owned businesses offering free websites. Do you want to elaborate on that? Because I don't think many people are aware of that. I was aware of that at the time, and I think you're amazing for what you did. But yeah, would you like to elaborate on that, on what you did, and would you be offering these services again in the future? I
would love to elaborate on that. Thank you for bringing it up. So last year during the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, you know, a lot of people were going out protesting, and I kind of thought to myself, as a strategic person I am, what is a way that I could kind of give back to my community and kind of help with this situation, apart from protesting? There's nothing wrong with protesting. It's just that I felt like for myself, I could do something else. And I could try to, because I started to read into like Black empowerment and ownership, Black economy, all this stuff. And I thought, okay, cool. How would I do this? And I thought to myself, you know what I would do is I'll actually help all of the Black businesses. If we all had, because the majority of business is online, and we were in the pandemic as well. So I thought to myself, okay, if we all had like a very decent online presence, that would kind of help people to, you know, buy their products. So I started to offer free websites for Black-owned businesses. I got the attention of the BBC, and yeah, that actually got me quite a bit of business paid, and a couple clients from that actually. And am I offering these services now? No.
I think that's amazing though. I do. And we never seem to, you know, highlight the good people do sometimes. We always focus so much on the negative. And you did say you did reach out to some of the blogs at the time.
Yep, the same blogs that are posting me saying, what did I say again?
Whatever you said.
Whatever the hell I said. I sent them the whole free websites for Black businesses. Did they post it? No. And
that could have helped so many people as well. It's the impact, you know. But it is what it is, you know. Negativity sells. That's life. That's the world we're living in. So what's Paul's plans for the future?
For the near future, I feel like I'm very passionate about kind of helping people, helping business owners. So what I plan to do is, apart from the templates of websites, I'm actually going to speak to a few influencers, some that I know, some I'll reach out to them, and I'll work on creating online courses to teach people how to do what they do, but I will build the infrastructure around it.
Nice. That's funny. All right, Paul. Well, thank you for joining me today on this episode of 0 to 60. It's been incredible. I feel like we've covered so much, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it a lot. So thank you for coming on the show. And of course, guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And once again, this is London Lux, the place for luxury car hire, for whatever you need these luxury cars for, will be it music videos, anything at all, just on a random day out, date nights, whatever it be. You know where to hit up. London Lux, of course. Bye, guys, and I'll catch you next time.